everyone, welcome back to You Ask Doc About, the place where we answer the questions women are asking their doctors and also Google, or Dr. Google rather. I'm Dr. Shevon Joseph from Azalea Health TT, and today we're diving into a topic that comes up all the time in my clinic. Doc, should I be taking supplements? Which ones actually work? What are the facts? From turmeric to ashwagandha to inositol, the supplement world can feel like a giant, confusing pharmacy aisle. Today, we're breaking it down. So let's talk about what works and what doesn't, and what might help, and what could actually be risky, and what might just be a waste of your money. So who hasn't Googled things like, does turmeric help with inflammation? Is berberine good for weight loss? Can chasteberry, I believe I have that in this basket here, can chasteberry help me get pregnant? You know you have, and you're not alone. And that's exactly why in today's episode of You Ask Doc, we're going to break down the most popular herbs, supplements, vitamins, and probiotics that women are asking about. The herbal heavy hitters. Let's start with herbs, because this is where a lot of women start Googling. First up, chasteberry, also called Vitex. It's popular for PMS, for breast tenderness, irregular periods, and even supporting ovulation in women with luteal phase defects, which I believe I would have mentioned in the past, and we'll probably touch on that again at another time. But a luteal phase defect deals with a disordered timing for when you release your egg. Some studies suggest it can help balance hormones like prolactin when you take the chasteberry herb. But it's not for everyone. It can make hormones imbalances worse if it's not used properly. Menstrual cycle changes are to be expected while you're using this herb. Acne and skin improvements are a common side effect of this herb. But monitor how you feel on this supplement. Consider a checkup with your doctor before starting it. Next, we have inositol, specifically myo-inositol and D-chiro-inositol. If you have PCOS or you struggle with irregular cycles, insulin resistance, or egg quality, you've probably heard of this one by now. And the good news, the research is actually very promising. Inositol improves insulin sensitivity, may help restore ovulation, and may even improve egg quality. For women with PCOS, this is one supplement that it's actually worth considering. What is the difference between the two though? So we have myo-inositol, which is primarily involved in insulin signaling and glucose metabolism, which is where you burn our sugars. With D-chiro-inositol or inositol D, this is more involved in glycogen synthesis and storage of our sugars, usually in the adipose or fat tissue. So one, myo-inositol, again, metabolizing our sugars. The other one is to store our sugars. So studies show that in women with PCOS, a combination of both forms, often in a 40-to-1 ratio, which is how if you buy it as a blend, it's usually that's how it should come, because this is recommended for optimal benefits of both elements. The theory is that if you have PCOS, your body's ability to convert the myo-inositol into inositol D or D-chiro-inositol might be impaired, making supplementation with both forms potentially beneficial. Evening primrose oil. This is very popular for PMS and breast tenderness. By influencing prostaglandin production, evening primrose oil or EPO may indirectly help to regulate menstrual flow and potentially reduce the severity of PMS symptoms and potentially reduce inflammation, which a couple series ago we talked about inflammation quite a bit. Some women swear by evening primrose oil, but honestly, the research is mixed. Some studies show mild benefit, some don't. But if it works for you, great. It's not a magic bullet. Give it a try. Monitor your menses while you're using it. Evening primrose oil also may impact blood clotting, so it's important to consult with a healthcare provider before using it, especially if you have a bleeding issue, bleeding disorder, or you're taking blood thinners. Next, we're going to touch on mood and stress supplements. Now, let's talk about mental health because many women ask about natural ways to support mood, stress, and anxiety. So first up is St. John's Wort. It's been studied for mild to moderate depression. Some women find it helpful, but, and this is huge, it interacts with a lot of medications, including birth control pills, antidepressants, and blood thinners. If you're taking any prescription medications, don't use St. John's Wort without talking to your doctor. Definitely, as we talk about these herbs, if you're on medications or you take a lot of supplements, you can even just do a search for whether or not these medications may have interactions with each other. Next, we have ashwagandha. Ashwagandha, it's a trendy adaptogen, meaning it helps your body adapt to stress. Some small studies show it may even lower cortisol levels, it might reduce anxiety and improve sleep. Overall, it's fairly safe to use when used appropriately, but quality matters. Not all supplements are created equal. You need to look for third-party tested brands for verification of label claims. Third-party testing ensures that the product contains the ingredients and amounts listed on the label, and also in some cases that it's free of contaminants. So now we talk about our anti-inflammatory favorites. These are the inflammation warriors. Turmeric, specifically curcumin, its active ingredient, is a fantastic anti-inflammatory. Turmeric is thought to stimulate blood flow in the uterus and pelvic region, potentially aiding in menstruation. It can help with joint pain, PMS symptoms, and endometriosis-related inflammation. The key is taking a form that actually absorbs well, like curcumin with black pepper, also known as piperine, or special bioavailable forms. But of course, turmeric can come in the form of a supplement. I believe I have mine here. So you can take it as a supplement capsule. You can buy the turmeric root itself. You can cook with it. You can use it in smoothies. It's very versatile. While generally safe, however, large doses of turmeric, especially the curcumin supplement because it's more concentrated, may interfere with estrogen levels or thin the blood. Turmeric might interact with certain medications as well, including blood thinners, so it's crucial to consult with a healthcare professional before taking turmeric supplements, especially if you have any existing health conditions or are taking medications. In general, if you are on a turmeric supplement in terms of your PMS symptoms and the endometriosis-related symptoms, once you start menstruating, you can back off of the turmeric at that time as well. We also have berberine. Berberine remains a rising star for PCOS and insulin resistance and diabetes. It helps lower blood sugar, improve cholesterol, and may help with weight management. But it can interact with medications like metformin or some blood pressure medications, and long-term safety still needs more data. So only take under medical supervision. So those were the herbs and those were the mood stabilizers. So now let's move on to vitamins. So the daily staples. Vitamin D is a daily staple for sure, and most women are low. It's essential for bone health, immune function, your mood, and fertility. I often test my patients for it and recommend supplements if needed. But avoid mega doses unless they're prescribed to you. Also review all of your multivitamins because some of the combinations may have vitamin D combined within there, and you might accumulate more of the recommended daily dosage. So to avoid vitamin D toxicity, read your labels. Make sure you're not taking it in several versions at the same time. We next have calcium. Calcium is important for our bones, but too much can increase heart risk, especially in the menopausal phase. So get as much as you can from your diet and supplements only if necessary, but we have clear guidelines as to how much is the daily allotted calcium based on age group. So that's something important to be aware of as well. Next, we have iron, and I'm going to breeze through the next of these. And again, some of these will come as blends, and then depending on the situation, you may need some additional support in terms of these vitamins. But iron is crucial for energy, oxygen transport, and fertility. If you're anemic, absolutely take it. But too much iron can cause constipation, upset stomach, and long-term problems if you don't need it. It's always good to test your iron levels first before taking extra supplementation. The omega-3s. Now, these are great for brain, mood, heart, and even inflammation. If you don't eat fatty fish often or at all, a supplement can help. Look for one with EPA and DHA as well, too. The B vitamins are next, especially folate and B12. B vitamins are critical for pregnancy, egg quality, but also your nervous system, your nerve health. If you're trying to conceive or you are pregnant, folate is non-negotiable. Vitamin C and zinc are very popular for immune support. They're helpful, but they won't prevent every cold, and too much zinc can actually suppress your copper levels, which we need copper for most of our bodily functions as well too. Now, rounding up with probiotics. Let's not ever forget our gut and vaginal health are linked, and this is where probiotics come in. So, lactobacillus, and I'm going to mess the pronunciations up here for sure, but lactobacillus strains help maintain vaginal health and prevent recurrent yeast infections. So when you're looking for a brand of probiotic, you're going to look for lactobacilli in the ingredients if you're targeting your vaginal health and trying to prevent recurrent yeast infections. Next, we have bifidobacterium, which is another strain that supports gut health and mood via the gut-brain axis, which also impacts our serotonin levels. The Saccharomyces strains are excellent for preventing diarrhea during antibiotics or course of antibiotics or while traveling. But not all probiotics are the same, is my point. The strains do matter, but most of the brands that will target vaginal health will absolutely, for the most part, be comprised of lactobacillus, but read your labels. And not everyone needs a probiotic daily. That's the other thing that's important. Again, you can also overcorrect things with a probiotic as well. So again, the right strain matters. Lactobacillus for vaginal health, bifidobacterium for gut health, Saccharomyces for diarrhea prevention. And not every probiotic works for every person. Some may worsen your bloating if chosen incorrectly. And also when you're taking any of these supplements, it's about monitoring your response to them as well. Next, I'm going to talk about the truth about the term natural. Here's the bottom line, ladies. I'm going to talk some truth about the term natural. Natural doesn't always mean safe, and natural may not always be the right solution for some conditions. Severe fibroids, for example, they may continue to be problematic until they're surgically removed. Herbs and supplements are awesome at managing symptoms, but fibroid growth and symptoms may still persist. Some supplements can absolutely support your health and also manage symptoms, as I said, but some may just drain your wallet and some may be downright risky if you combine them with certain medications or medical conditions. Always talk to your doctor or pharmacist before starting supplements. There's a lot of amazing research happening in women's health supplements. Some are very promising, but some are overhyped. If you're curious about a supplement, drop your supplement question in the comments. I might feature it in a future episode, but we definitely try to check back on our comments and we will respond to your concerns. So I want to say thank you for your time and thanks for sticking with us on these episodes. We've been getting some good feedback. Don't forget to subscribe to Azalea Health TT for more evidence-based women's health advice. Until next time, I'm Dr. Shevon Joseph, and this was You Ask Doc. Stay tuned next month For you ask Doc about vaginal discharge, vaginal bumps, and odors. What is normal? That should be a good one. See you then. Also book an online consultation with me for a one-on-one discussion of your specific concerns. Bookings for online consults can be made easily via our website. You'll see all the details below, but visit us at azaleahealthtT.com.